DNA testing of Bronze Age Tarim mummies found in the Xinjiang region of China has revealed that not only were the bodies not descendants of Indo-Europeans that migrated to the area, but they may also be the ancestors of Native Americans who moved into the New World. They exhibited shared genomic traits with Siberians and Native Americans, according to the new study that was published in the journal Nature. An established and powerful hypothesis that the Tarim mummies had migrated from the West could have been shattered by the new revelations, which revealed they were most likely to have originated where they were discovered, in the now foreboding Western China desert landscape. They were interred in boat-shaped wooden coffins with plots marked with upright wooden stakes that appear like oars, and were part of a singular culture that seemingly disappeared. The distinctive Bronze Age people were apparently not part of an early Indo-European outpost that was established around sometime prior to 2000 BC. The idea that the Tarim Basin dwellers were Indo-Europeans has been around for almost a century. As recently as the year 2000, historians have been confident in the assertion that there were at least two Caucasian cultures who made the area their home. They seemingly erroneously lumped the Tarim mummies in with groups like the Tocharian and Iranian Saka branches of the Indo-European language family, but the new study shows the group were genetically distinct from their neighbours. Study co-author Christina Warrener, an anthropologist of Harvard and the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History in Germany, said, "They've been so enigmatic. Ever since they were found almost by accident, they've raised so many questions because so many aspects of them are either unique, puzzling or contradictory." She added, "It turns out some of the leading ideas were incorrect, and so now we've got to start looking in a completely different direction." The area, which is now desert, was once far more conducive to settlement, with plentiful greenery along the banks of a sustaining river. This was the situation around 4,000 years ago when the Tarim group was present. The caskets the mummies were buried in were covered in cowhide, indicating their ritual burial practices. The Bronze Age graves that once numbered more than 300 have been looted down the decades before their official discovery in the early 20th century. European explorers were the first to officially discover the mummies, and it was noted how they had red hair and notably non-Asian features. This is a large factor in the theory that they were originally Westerners. Bizarrely, some of the mummies had cheese around their necks. This, combined with the boat-like burial vessels, would imply a belief in an afterlife journey, although the practice could also indicate an acknowledgement of the role played by fishing in sustaining them. DNA testing from 13 of the oldest cadavers, dating back 4,000 years, did not show any genetic mixing with other nearby peoples. The study authors believed the bodies were of people descended from ancient North Eurasians, a population from the Pleistocene that vanished around 10,000 years ago at the end of the last ice age as glaciers melted in the Northern Hemisphere. Interestingly, it has been suggested that ancient Nordic peoples from around 1000 BC, who also had boat-like burials in stone ships, have an ancient North Eurasian genetic lineage, but the genetic traits are most common in the genomes of indigenous Siberians and Native Americans. Other mummies found in the general area did have links to Indo-Europeans, however, with a connection to the Yamnaya of southern Russia. The researchers believe that migrating Afanasyevo herders had followed their herds and mixed with local hunter-gatherer peoples in Dzungaria, where the Tarim culture remained genetically, if not culturally, isolated. In fact, the Tarim Basin was an ancient cultural bridge between East and West in the Bronze Age. The Tarim culture seems to have adopted practices not dissimilar from their neighbours, including herding of cattle, goats and sheep, and arable farming of staples like wheat, barley and millet. Ultimately, the culture is theorised to have collapsed due to its rivers changing course and heavy snowfall leaving its members cut off from a steady water supply. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.